The presenting sponsor of Moontower Soccer is FVF Law.
To find out what makes FVF a different kind of injury law firm, you can visit fvf.law.
Hello, friends, and welcome to SWOONTOWER Soccer. I'm Mike Cragnola.
And I'm Steph Cragnola.
And we are all about the boys.
That's right. Today we are doing a little truncated show because we didn't have a home game. We covered the Seattle win last week. So today is just about Houston and then previewing our match against Denver, Colorado.
Well, Commerce City.
Yeah.
With Commerce City Radio this week. We've got special preview coming up with Mitch. Thanks again to Mitch for taking the time to talk to us about the PIDs.
No,
Steph,
yeah.
how do you feel about the nickname PIDs?
I hate it. Thanks for asking. You know what nickname I don't hate, though?
What?
Hot dog.
Yeah.
We're going to get right into our news of the week. Now, the hot dog thing is not confirmed, but we did just get confirmation that Lil Nico is going out on loan for the year, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, I feel sad for him and his new wife and their little dog to have a bunch of change. But at the same time, they're going to a club where his old coach at Instituto is now at Tigre. And I guess the new coach wants to bring in guys that he knows. And so he getting to go back and work with his old coach again, probably pretty cool.
Yeah, it's probably good for him. It just makes me sad because I like him.
Yeah, it's probably good for us.
Yeah.
But it's sad for how
Vibes.
sweet he is.
Sad vibes.
Yeah. Sad socials.
Sad socials.
Because his wife's socials were cute.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, so I mean that's the top of the show, y'all. Bye.
Yeah. There is a rumor that they are trying to move on from hot dog, which frankly is an insult to us. Oh. Wow. We went
He just hasn't gotten any opportunities to play, really.
Yeah, other than when he looked pretty good for
Right.
a little bit. And so yeah, who knows?
Who knows? What we do know is that they mandated uniforms
Yeah.
showing up to Houston.
The away day uniforms. And to be fair, like, how are you going to sell these if you're not showing off the players wearing them?
You're right. We've got this black, gray, and white quarter zip polo style top.
Yeah, I don't really like this shirt.
No, I don't either. I think it's too much going on, actually.
I think the sleeve angles are crazy, and it makes it look like we are wearing an unfinished black shirt over a gray t-shirt.
Yeah, the way that the gray kind of peeks out of the bottom of the sleeve is not my favorite.
No. Not even John Komanich can save this one.
He's trying, though.
He's
got
trying
a
so
look.
hard. He's got a smolder going.
Yep.
It just isn't working for me.
But we can tell based on his face that he doesn't love this top.
Yes.
He wished he was being shot close up with a better shirt.
Yeah, for sure. You can tell.
So that's that. Let's get into the match moves. We're flying, moving right along. Oh, the game's over. Goodbye.
Yeah, nothing happened, right? As I recall, definitely not a brutal match to watch.
You got the real like digging into it on Moontower this week.
Yeah,
but there was
lucky me.
one thing that you wanted to talk about, and that is the Jaden Nelson comment from Davy Arnaud in the press conference.
I wanted to hear what you thought about this because for me, lifelong sports guy, this was crazy. And I wanted to know what you thought of the comments from Davy Arnaud.
I guess I get it, and I kind of wish they did this more. Like, you're seeing someone who you had planned to sub in, and they don't like look like they're quite ready or in the mood, or like there's bad vibes going on. You know, I'm a vibes guy, and I wish more often that they would say, you know what, let's go with Z, or let's do someone else right here. Like, I don't think there's enough last minute switcheroos happening. I think you really should be taking players where they are in the moment So much of my like complaint with subs is that we sub so methodically and mechanically, and that doesn't feel like it's actually following the vibes or the the flow of the game.
Yeah, I guess I was more surprised about the throwing the player under the bus ism of it, right? Like as a manager, Nico would have never, right? Like
Yeah.
Nico Estevez never would have said that. He would have said, "Oh, we saw something that made us want to change." He probably would have said it was a tactical decision. Or he would have just played the player anyway. And like what I think is wild is like here is a kid who just came back from the World Cup. He's the only Austin player who was at the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't see time on the field. And that feels incongruous, like we have seen Jaden be really good this season, and now he not only can't start, but he also can't get subbed on.
Yeah.
And then to throw it to his attitude sucks.
Yeah.
And like to tell everyone that that's what you think.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like a way to get his attitude better.
No, that is true. That's fair.
And that's the part that to me is so surprising is like, unless the locker room is aligned on that, that's it's a big card to play, I think, for a manager, especially an interim manager who wants to stick around, according to what he's said.
I mean, yeah, that's going to be like my thing, though. Does he think he has any chance of sticking around? Or is this like, I dare you to fire me in the middle of it? Davey Arnaud, blaze of glory.
Well, blaze of something. If
Yeah.
That's the other thing that we learned from this press conference is Davey said the result tonight doesn't change our plan for Colorado. And then the players said when they were interviewed in the locker room, like the biggest difference between Nico and Davey is that Davey has one way that we're going to play. And that's what we practice. We don't change we don't make tweaks week to week against different opponents, which we know was something that Nico was doing every week.
Yeah.
And so I want to know what your thoughts are.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Like, I feel
that's actually insane to me. That's literally so stupid.
It's bonkers. Now maybe the players just did the whole plan wrong, but I guess we'll find out on Saturday.
Yeah. I guess.
Normally we would go into the goal Cellies section here
We don't have any.
And talk about goal Cellies, but we don't have any of those.
Well, let's talk about some social media because we do have some fun things here.
Okay. That sounds great. We'll do social media and then we'll do our ad break and then we will do the opponent spotlight.
That sounds perfect. Exactly like I wrote it up on the outline.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite social media of the year?
Of the year?
I think so.
Wow. Okay.
I do think pedicab. That's the word. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Spoilers.
Okay. Yeah. So John Bell. You go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. So one of the things I love about John Bell is he always posts like a carousel of since the last time he posted a carousel.
Yeah.
And I think this one was peak John Bell. There are pictures of him driving in his car, like wearing cool clothes. There are pictures of him modeling like fashion. There's like training stuff. There's like art and then
plants
and making pottery.
You look peeping through a magnifying glass.
Yeah, like there's just so much going on. And then all of a sudden there is a very late night video taken of him, Hot Dog, and Basard Sabovich in the back of a pedicab rolling through downtown Austin.
So unsober.
Yes. These three boys have had a significant amount to drink. The pinkness on Besart
Yeah.
Sabovich's face is crazy.
It is wild.
I guarantee Hot Dog thinks he is speaking the best English in the cart.
In the cart. Y'all, if you thankfully, blessings on John Bell because it is in a feed carousel. It's not just in his story. So this lives here.
Yeah.
I think this is the best social media of the year. That video.
It's really good.
It's really good.
And the vibe is incredible. It must have been like World Cup break, and the three of them were just like around. Like, those can't be the guys that he calls for a night out, right? Like, they have to be the guys who were home still. Right?
Savage.
Like, tell me I'm wrong, though.
When
would you ever?
I could see Hot Dog and Sabovich being friends.
Sure. And I guess I could see a Hot Dog and John Bell being friends because they're both center backs.
Sure. But John Bell just seems so much cooler than both of them.
Oh my God, so much cooler.
I don't know. Everyone go look at it. We'll link it in the show notes. It's incredible.
Yeah.
A couple other little notes. Plachi's baby in a massive Austin FC jersey. Very cute.
Yeah, wearing his jersey that is his adult size.
Yep.
And she's eating a bowl of snacks or something.
Love it.
So cute.
Very wholesome.
Yeah.
Less wholesome, but still trying.
So imminently relatable though. For folks who have lived in apartments.
Mm-hmm. Svachi's apartment has been, the complex has been plagued with fire alarm testing pretty constantly over the past week or so. His wife has posted about it a few times, dancing to the sound of the fire alarm. Which, if you can't dance to the fire alarm, what are you doing, you know?
I mean, we were tonight after I cooked those steaks and the house smoked up.
Yeah.
But it instantly took me back to the dorms when someone would burn popcorn.
Yeah.
And the entire dorm would have to get evacuated.
Yeah.
So at least she didn't have to go anywhere.
That's true. At least she's making the best of it. Other than this, it's been a lot of move forward, refining details, stuff like that we've been seeing on socials. We do have a teacher giveaway happening from Danny's nonprofit, A Los Toques. So
make sure you're following them. Go learn more on their Insta.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a way for you to support, you should do that.
You should do that.
And it's been a little quiet for Austin.
Yep. But we do have some fun league news.
It's true. We should go through this.
Yeah.
I think some of it is related and some of it is a dotted line.
Yeah.
And I think this first piece feels like dotted line to our history.
Yes. I don't know. I think this is a solid line. I think the second one is more dotted line. But there was last weekend in San Diego, there was a plane flown, and the banner behind the plane said "Free Chucky equals more wins by projects to print." Now, I Googled projects to print. It is a print shop in San Diego. So do you think, I want to know how this happened. Did the print shop say, hey, we really want, are they fans? And they're like, this is the best way to, brand, to do some free advertising? Or, affordable advertising? Or do you think it's, part of their contract says if they ever get a banner hired, they have to... What do you think happened?
I bet it is I bet the company Projects to Print is probably probably San Diego fans, and they decided to use a business write-off as advertising to help fund this plane.
So you think the supporters paid for the plane and Projects to Print were like, we got the banner?
we're in it with you.
Yeah. Now
and
listen.
so like we'll put in extra if we can advertise on the back of it, which feels a little plastic.
Yeah.
And also
Awesome.
peak hilarious.
Here's what I noticed about projects to print.
Yeah.
They had all the right letters.
They did have all the right letters. So
Like they had 3 E's.
Yeah.
And they were all E's.
Yeah. Not a single 3 in the bunch.
There were 2 O's.
Not one was a D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I gotta say, like that is pretty good advertising for projects to print.
It would be so embarrassing if they had misspelled something on that and they were like the print shop. You know what I mean?
Well,
so much more embarrassing.
with their name tagged on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, this one is definitely more dotted line.
Yeah.
But apparently, Seattle Sounders have not won since Jimothy went viral back in May.
Do you think
Is
it's a secretive, like, cryptid thing that he's been seen and now his power's gone?
Ooh. I was going to ask if it was a coincidence or if there's something afoot.
Obviously, you know I'm going to think something's afoot.
Yeah. I want something to be afoot, so I am with you on this.
Yeah.
And the only way for this to turn around, I think, is for everyone to collectively forget Jimothy exists. So Austin, let's keep him relevant at least through the next time we play Seattle.
Yeah, agree. I will never forget Jimothy. So, like, if no one remembers Jimothy, then I am dead. Sorry, Seattle.
Yep. Great.
I guess you're losing forever.
Speaking of losing forever,
Hey.
the All-Star jerseys this year were so much better than ours. And I put ours in quotes because I know Austin FC didn't have anything to do with designing them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done a boring white t-shirt with fireworks on them.
Agree.
But
Ours was
like,
so bad.
These are so sick and so 90s throwback, and I'm so jealous that we didn't have an All-Star so that I could justify getting one because they are insane.
Yeah, you know, to be completely honest, I did not pay attention to the All-Star game at all because, we said this.
Yep.
We said the spoiler alert for the chat we had with Mitch from Commerce City.
It's still true.
I don't care. Till they put some respect on Brad Stuver, All-Star doesn't matter to me.
That's right. And I don't even care that Sonny was the MVP and that he scored a cool goal.
Do you care that Thomas Muller broke the shooting challenge record?
I kind of do care about that.
It was pretty
actually.
cool.
That was pretty cool. That's the one thing that I have seen from this is when Thomas Muller just went full German and just like methodically knocked down almost every single one of the targets.
My favorite part is that he could have gotten all of them, but he wasted 5 seconds thinking he was like done.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He celebrated too early, and then he was like, oh no.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Next year. All right, Mike. Do you want to take an ad break and get into this preview?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
SWOONTOWER Soccer is brought to you by our friends at FVF Law. FVF is a different kind of injury law firm dedicated to community, transparency, and client education.
And they have their own podcast called Summary Judgment. Check it out wherever you get your podcasts.
You can go to FVF.law to find out what makes FVF a different kind of injury law firm and why understanding your legal options can dramatically change the outcome of a case. Once again,
that's FVF.law. All right, we're going to get into this opponent spotlight with Mitch from Commerce City Radio. Mitch was a delight, and I'm really excited for you all to hear what he's got to say.
All right, we are joined by Mitch from the Commerce City Radio Show. Mitch, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and talk about Colorado Rapids. We're coming into Commerce City this weekend, and I don't know what we should be expecting outside of like Hafa Navajo. So this is going to be great for me. Thank you so much.
Look at that pronunciation. Thank you guys so much for having me on. Yeah, I'm excited to get into this.
Yeah, and so before we get started, I was just wondering if you could tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, about the show, about your connection with the Colorado Rapids.
Yeah, I've been covering the team since 2022, which is unfortunate because 2021 was one of the better seasons in the modern era of the team. Um, I was first with DNVR Rapids, which is a pretty popular. They do YouTube live shows and have a lot of connections. They're a bigger network that has a bunch of teams. And then I left there and started Commerce City Radio with Braden Nurse. He was the beat writer for the Denver Post for a long time, and then he just started his own uh, outlet called Rocky Mountain Soccer Journal. So, I'm gonna hop into there a little bit, maybe dust off the writing fingers for the first time in a few years. I love the team. I try and do the media thing, but I always find myself gravitating towards C38 and the supporter section and really getting into the culture of the team and going to the games. Not with a press pass, although there are times for that where I think that's helpful to learn about the team, but I kind of leave that up to my reporter co-host and kind of just live on the vibes of the team. And it's definitely, I love soccer. Loved it for pretty much my whole life. It took a while for me to get into the Rapids, and I moved away for college, and that's really where I started spending a lot of time watching. And probably late 2010s, I sort of casually was dipping my toe back in. Big national team guy. I'm a big Schalke fan in the Bundesliga. So then Jermaine Jones came over to the Rapids, and I was like, all right, I guess I kind of have to get into the Rapids again, my hometown team, all that stuff. So it's I love the team. They don't make it easy on us, but
We couldn't relate here in Austin, so yeah.
you guys know what I'm talking about. You love it in spite of them, and it's it's a labor of love. I don't think any Rapids media member actually gets paid to cover the team, right? And so we all are doing it because we love the team, and I don't think there's enough coverage around MLS, especially when MLSsoccer.com decides to cut all their content out of there. And it just
articles, baby.
That's right. Let's go. We love it. We love AI so much.
I mean, if they're listening, yeah.
If you're listening, robot
the
overlords.
robots are listening.
Yeah.
All right, change. So you said you're a vibes guy, right?
100%.
That is, I mean, our bread and butter on this podcast is vibes. And it feels like this week, coming back from the World Cup, vibes have been quite similar possibly to the Austin FC universe. You had a midweek win over San Diego and then turned around this weekend and lost to St. Louis. City. Gotta yell.
St. Louis City.
Which, mirrors our midweek win. I don't even remember who we played at this point.
Seattle,
that's right.
Yeah.
And
That was a nice win.
Devastating loss in Houston. And so vibes were high, vibes were in the gutter, and it's your win and loss were a little less dramatic either way, but how are the PIDs vibes? How are people feeling? What's the general feel around the team?
I would say, there is like a certain level of just kind of accepting the way things are, which isn't great, and, the Rapids are owned by Kroenke Sports and Entertainment, the largest sports ownership group in the world. They own Arsenal. They just won a Premier League title. They have the Avalanche and the Nuggets and the Rams and tons of properties. And yet, and we've heard Porg Smith, the president of the team, talk about the 2026 World Cup and what an opportunity it was and how big of a deal it is and what they can do. And
what did they do?
They didn't do anything. They've pretty much done nothing. They signed a midfielder from one of the worst teams in the Belgian Pro League last year.
Amazing. No.
It's like, you see rumors that Arsenal's going to buy Vinny from Real Madrid, and it's like, we don't have a working scoreboard. in the stadium. I mean, it works, but working is not the probably the best description. I mean, you can see the video, but there's pixels, and sometimes 10% of it across the top just doesn't work. And and I think, the people that go, they don't, I don't think they've sold out a game this year. Maybe they've sold out one or two, but there's the core fans that are going to show up anyways, because as you guys know, I mean, it's a social event, right? Like, you have your friends at the games that you go to and catch up with, and you see them either next week or the week after. And I think that's as strong as ever. But there's basically zero buzz around the team outside of that. Lucas Harrington, who started 2 games for Australia at the World Cup, the teenage center back defender, missed one of the penalties against Egypt, but he's a kid, right? I think that was like his 6th game with the senior team, right? And he's like an 18-year-old stepping up
Yeah.
to take a penalty against Egypt in a knockout game. Outside of that, I don't, I bet the average sports fan in Denver couldn't name. They could probably name Zach Steffen, but he's out for the year and probably out maybe forever, for the Rapids at least. I mean, I don't know if the average sports fan in Denver could name 3 Rapids, 2 Rapids, right? Like, who's the next guy after Zach Steffen that has any sort of, name
Cultural
pull?
significance. Yeah.
Maybe Lucas Harrington after the World Cup, and he's had like an ESPN.com profile, and that he's gotten a lot of attention with it was Barcelona, I think, and Liverpool have been connected to him, and some other Premier League teams. But and that kind of reflects, I think, the general national
Vibe.
view towards the Rapids,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
like, they don't get, I'll look up like you get the newsletter from MLS. It's like the weekend or the game day recap, and there's like 8 or 9 games, and the Rapids game is usually not included unless a star player scored against them or won against them, or there was some newsworthy item from another perspective.
Yeah.
Right?
You just happen to be the opposing team.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
the midweek game last week where, they bought Loic Williams, a defender, a center back, over the winter, and he finished out the season in Spain. His first game, first start, scores a winner, and some in the last minute of extra time, and that doesn't make the match day rundown on MLSsoccer.com. And it's like, if that, like, what hope do I have putting out the word of the Rapids if it doesn't match outside of that? They're a solid team. They're not big spenders. Paxton Aaronson's their most expensive purchase by, I think, 4x or maybe just 2.5, 3x. But, he was an $8 million purchase, and they've never gone above 4 outside of that for a player. They don't spend big on designated roster spots. They only have 2 DPs. Like, there's just not, for having Kroenke behind you, you would not know it
Yeah.
based on the state of the team.
Yeah.
And that's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, that's depressing. It's something
It
that
is.
no, but
Welcome
like,
to my
sorry.
life. That's a
I'm
Rapids
so
fan.
sorry. I take for granted, and I know this is something that is very unique to Austin, but I do take that for granted that this is our only professional sports team. And we have players that get recognized walking out and about. Who was it that said in the first year, like, more people had recognized him rolling
Brad
down his
Stuber.
window? Was it Brad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking, like, he told us a story about how when he was in Columbus or when he was in New York, he would be wearing the jersey,
Yeah.
like, in public, and like no one would recognize him ever. Like, before a start, him and his parents would go out to dinner, and they would all have his jersey on, and no one would like recognize anything about him. And so when he came to Austin and like people saw him, how different that world was, right?
Yeah. On top of that, Colorado gets the NWSL expansion that starts this year. in Denver Summit, and they go and sign Lindsey Heaps, right? Like the
Right.
captain of the U.S. Women's National Team is one of
So
the best
jealous.
players on the planet.
And they
you
play
know,
downtown.
Yeah.
Not yet. They
Oh,
don't
right.
yet. They're actually down by like the Broncos training facility, like down way south metro. But they are building like pretty close to where the new Broncos stadium's getting built, which will be right along all the commuter rails and freeways, and it's going to be very convenient for everyone. They're going to have a brand new stadium. I think maybe the Rapids are going to try and work out a deal to get in there. But
I mean, it would be really good for the team, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it'd be great. Yeah. Because
being
Commerce
out-
City is not convenient. I don't know if
I
you've
was
been
gonna say.
to the Richard, but it is.
I
It's
lived
out
in
there.
Denver for a year and I never went.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's not convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw how far it was and we're like, no, we're good. And like, I can only imagine that like people who live in town, generally like the Avs are right there, the
Mhm.
Rockies are right there. Like,
Mhm.
why would you go out if you didn't have to?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, I mean Denver is a big, it's a very large metro area, right? It's not, like yes, all the teams are downtown, but if you're playing on Saturday nights, pretty soon you're going up against, Deion
Everything.
Sanders and CU football
Yeah.
and CSU football up the road and Nuggets and Avs and Summit and Rockies and Broncos over a weekend, and it's like they, they have pretty competent people in charge of the team, like people who do know what they're doing. Like Porg Smith was in the UEFA financial office for a long time. He was the president of the Irish Football Federation. They do know what they're doing, but it feels like they try and go against the idea that they have to do it with a star player. And it's like you're just never going to beat Jokic and Bo Nix and Deion Sanders and Lindsey Heaps, and you're never going to do that. You're never going to moneyball your way into beating that like level of attention. It's just not possible.
at least not with the record that y'all have like been managing to play out recently, right? Like, can you tell us a little bit about what it's been like having your new coach, Matt Wells, join the team, and kind of the differences that you've seen since he's come in, and like what that's meant for the Rapids?
It's still, it's still really tough to tell like long term how it's going to work. He's definitely like a wonder kid kind of situation, right? He was in the Tottenham Academy as a player for, and made it up to like, I think about 20, and he just got really injured, didn't really have a professional path. So I think he got his UEFA B license at 20 as like to coach, and he was the head coach under Frank and Big Ange and,
We love Big Ange in this house.
That's right.
Have to. Big Ange rocks. I don't even like Tottenham at all, but I do like Big Ange. And he has. I think him and Porksmith are a very good marriage because he has a game plan for everything. It is a very complicated system. It is a very specific system. There's something specific to do in every situation. And there is huge planning going into every week. And, it hasn't worked great. Granted, I don't think he has a roster that should win in the West when you look at the teams in the West that spend money, right? Like, even, you wouldn't call Vancouver a big spender, but they did go get Thomas Mueller, right? And they really have gambled on some of these. If we get this right, it's a good move, and some of them have worked. Like Hoffman Navarro, I think that's a good MLS striker, but he's not a all-star. He's not a golden boot threat. He's not,
we have beef with the all-star game anyway.
Yeah, we hate the all-star. All my homies
Justice.
hate MLS all-star until Brad Stuver gets
That's right.
put in it.
Justice for Brad
Sure.
Stuver.
Yeah, I'm down. I don't even. Is it tonight? Tomorrow night? I don't even know what it is. I don't like
tonight. And normally
skills
I'm a-
challenges tonight.
God, normally I'm a sucker for the skills challenge, but this year I just don't care.
And he I think he has a very good view of the game. I like the way he plays. Sort of. Like I think it's all overthought. I think it's a little too conservative. That he wants to dominate possession, and he's not going to send that ball into the final third until they get defenders on the move. Like this team cannot play in the final third against a set defense. It doesn't work. If you see it happen in this game, it's a struggle to watch. Like they don't create offense when you have 8, 9, 10 defenders back. So they'll just reset back to the keeper, reset back to the keeper, reset back to the keeper, until they can find a pass that has a defender running, like, towards goal, right? With their back turned. Like that is really the only time you see them try and strike, at least effectively, I should say. But defensively, he has, he's really, I think he's a good teacher of situations. Chris Armas, for being one of the best players in American soccer history, like without question, he's on the list somewhere. He's not at the top of it, but he's definitely on the list. And same thing with Robin Fraser. I mean, he's one of the best defenders MLS has ever had. They both played pretty. I mean, Robin Fraser, you can watch Toronto. It's not like, it's not a secret what Robin Fraser does. It's not great. And Chris Armas, same thing. So I do think there's a new level they can reach, but if you're doing it without the homegrowns, there's kind of been a homegrown exodus, and 2, without any stars, I'm not really sure how high you can raise that floor.
Sure.
Right. Because right now you're sitting in 13th, right? And you've given up 25 goals, which is, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I mean, like you're in the top third of goals conceded. You're not on the pace in terms of goals scored. Well, this is nothing new. This is nothing new. It's just a different, it's just a different sticker on it, right? Like it's the same product, new label. And for as much as Porksmith likes to say they have this plan and this is Matt Wells, he's going to get us there, and these are the guys that we found and we think they're right. Outside of 2021, which just was sort of a perfect storm of chemistry and guys playing their best in their career almost, it just hasn't worked. And there hasn't at least been an extension announced yet, but he's certainly not approaching this window like he's out of a job in 6 months, right? And I'm scared that he does have an extension that no one has talked about yet, and it's another 4 or 5 years of this, where we have to, like, the news. Youssef Maziz is the attacking midfielder they brought in this last week, and I watch a lot of football. I watch tons of leagues, tons of games all the time. I have no idea who that is. So how can I build hype for a guy that I don't know? I'm lying. Like I watch like 20 goals on YouTube and I'm like, this is what I think he can do. Okay. Like this should work. And there's only so long. I don't know how sustainable that is in a league where obviously you're going to have to spend to win. Like you're just going to have to, right? The Stars win cups, period. There's no more, like 2010 might as well be 1910 for the Rapids. Like that is not, they're never going to recreate that without a household name. Right. And people will say, well, the front office loves to say that, well, look at Philly, right? They almost won a cup. And it's like, well, do you know who took the cup away from them? A guy named Gareth Bale. Like, have you ever heard of him? He's a pretty famous soccer player. He's very good. It's, I feel so down because, I mean, one, the results are down. And when you compound that with this, we've been here before. And if Borg's not going anywhere, we'll be here again. And I just feel so like negative all the time.
Have you
I don't want to be
considered flying a plane that says you want your coach fired?
Or to play a player from the bench like San Diego has done this weekend.
Wait, what?
Yes.
We haven't
A
done
new
that.
plane?
Yeah.
New plane lore
New
dropped
plane.
and I missed it?
New plane dropped this weekend.
Dang.
A couple seasons ago, the C-38 did a walkout and put a bunch of
I do remember
banners
that.
Yeah.
in the supporter section and just left a game
Yep.
in the first half. And that was awesome. Good for them. I think it's time to do that again, if I'm being totally honest. Not totally my place. I'm in this weird in between mode where it's like not my place to call it, but I would support it
Yeah.
inherently.
Yeah.
It's there's just I think the best word for it is just there's apathy around the team because for being such an ambitious ownership group in every other sport, right?
What about me though?
It's like you have rumors about Vinny, right?
Yeah.
You have Jokic, you have the Avs make moves all the time. They are one of the most aggressive teams in the NHL. They're constantly trying to improve the team.
Yeah.
The Rams, they love to trade. They trade all the time. They always want to throw picks around and get their team closer to a Super Bowl. And to contrast this with the Rapids is just it's night and day. It's like you almost can't believe that they're owned by Kroenke.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had mentioned that when things go well for your team, you're looking to hold the ball. Best offense is a solid, or best defense is a solid offense, and just wait for your moment to pick it apart. Who do you think are the most important players in your system for that, especially this weekend against Austin?
Right now, it's kind of, can we find a winger to step up? They spent a solid amount of game to get Georgie Manungu from Seattle, and he leads the league in take-ons. He's a very fun player to watch get the ball on the wing and try and make something happen. Now, not a lot has happened in his minutes, but the list of wingers that haven't worked for the Rapids in my time covering this team is long. I think Kevin Cabral is like far and away the best winger they've had in my time covering the team, and it isn't close. Like it's like he's comfortably the best winger this team has had,
and he routinely is held up as an example of like an overpaid DP. Yeah,
as like a why would you employ this guy to play soccer? Kind of guy, right? And they spent on Dante Seeley from Montreal,
who was a great player in Montreal.
He had a pretty solid season last year. He had like I think 7 free kick goals or something like that. Like he has a nice foot on him, and again, he has not contributed in games, and Georgie has not contributed in games, and they had Alexis Manyoma from Estudiantes on loan. They didn't pick up the option there. They sent him back. He couldn't hit, and then it's like Calvin Harris, Omir Fernandez. Those are just like 2 of the more recent ones, and they just can't find anything there. So then you look at the midfield and it's like, are we going to is like Josh Atencio going to win you a game? Like he's a great rotational midfield, but like, Paxton Aronson, the most expensive by salary player the team has ever had, the most expensive purchase they've ever had. He has had a pretty light season too, in terms of contributing. Right. So it just comes down to, can Hoffler or Darren Yappy up top as the attackers, can they really create their own goals, right? Defensively, they're very sound. Rob Holding and Lucas Harrington and the newly added Loic Williams. It's like a good center back group. Reggie Cannon at outside back. Kind of figuring out who the other outside back is on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Miguel Navarro, who played in Chicago for a long time and went back to South America, and they got him back over the offseason. He's been very good. And honestly, this might be a bit of a cop out. The most important for the Rapids right now is the ref. Like they lead the league in red cards. They lead the league in yellow cards. They've had 2 staff red cards, like from the bench.
Red.
They are very aggressive, and they play very aggressively, like defensively. Like they are going to go get the ball, because that is how the system works, is you have to have the ball. And the sooner you get it, the sooner you can get back to making the system work. Right. And they're very aggressive with that.
Is Matt Wells learning what words are allowed to be said in America versus England?
Oh,
Is
no.
that?
I'll say this. Wells has not gotten one. It has been 2 different assistants have gotten red cards, and a player has gotten one from the bench as well. In Wayne Frederick. And Rob Holding
A player getting
Wait.
one from the bench is
Correct.
crazy.
No,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Answer.
Was it awesome?
Oh, great question.
Like, were you like, yeah, say that thing, get that red
So-
card? Because there's a place for that. I think.
Yeah, like when the
You know-
manager in baseball comes out and like kicks
Yeah.
the dirt on the mound or on the plate, like
Yeah, so the Rapids have their kit man is kind of legendary. He got a red card. He's this big, he's like 6'3", maybe like 250, 300. He's like the big, huge guy. And he got a red card a few years ago. And so Kitman red card is like this whole thing. And so that was legendary. These were just,
That's
they are they're so focused on the officiating. And it's like you cannot be this aggressive
yeah.
defensively. You cannot foul this often. You cannot be this physical and also expect to not get called
and
for that.
especially
Right,
when
like-
you're antagonizing the refs, it sounds like you got to pick
And
one.
when-
Like you got to
yeah.
be their best friend.
Yeah.
Or-
And then I do think they've jumped the shark. The refs have jumped the shark a little bit in that, like, they do their homework. They know who the most fouled, the teams that commit the most fouls. They know the
Yeah.
teams that
Yes.
get booked the most. They know the teams who get reds the most. And so I think they go into games. They could not touch San Diego last week. Like they could not do anything. San Diego had a much longer leash physically against the Rapids than the Rapids did against San Diego. And I think it's going to catch, and I think it has caught up to them. And I think it's only going to get worse until they change that. But then, in the 10th minute, you get a dog so red plain as day this weekend, right? And that is the second game where Rob Holding against St. Louis this year has gotten a first half dog so red. They have held 0-0 until late and played better with 10 than they were with 11, and then give up a banger to lose 1-0 late. And it's just like when it works and when it clicks, it looks beautiful. Like those two goals against Miami. Now they did lose to Miami, but those goals against Miami were exactly what this team is trying to do. Their 0-0 draw in LA, which sounds crazy to say, but it was their first result they've ever gotten in LA, was like exactly what they're trying to do. And since then it's just been injuries, card suspensions, red cards, and they just can't get it. They just can't get out of their own way. And they have yet to get a point this season when conceding first.
Okay.
Okay.
So if if Austin scores first, it's 3 points, period. Like, I mean, it would take not period, but
We need
based
those.
on,
yeah, we do need points.
you know what I'm saying? Like based on how this season has gone so far, if Austin comes in and scores first, they are walking out of Commerce City with 3 points in hand.
Yeah, so I guess like going from that, what do you anticipate happening? Is that something that you can see the Rapids taking Austin the way that we've been lately? What are you thinking?
I think the Rapids have a great chance in any game they play. And that is due to Wells being a very good game planner, being a very good strategist, being very willing to move players around the pitch to just different roles. Like a few games before the World Cup, Josh Atencio, who's our, de facto 6, gets dropped back to center back after some shuffles with subs, plays out the game great as a true center back. The last few games he's been in the box for the last 20 minutes as an offensive threat. And while I don't think he's very good at it, and I wouldn't recommend that, they've kind of had to, and he's been very good at moving players around and figuring out, okay, this week I know I can slide Josh up, or this week Josh is going to drop back. We're going to push Paxton up and out. We're going to, and so I think any week the Rapids are fine in a 1-goal game, tie game. They'll let 0-0 go late. They are, it's how long can they not blow it? Basically, the Rapids tend to beat themselves, I think, more than teams beat them, although teams definitely do beat them. I'm not trying to say the Rapids are like immutable that way, but how long can they hold off beating themselves? Because they will be in it just due to the pure tactics and game planning that they put going into these games.
Cool.
Yeah.
we have a lot to look for now in this match coming up this weekend, beyond the normal conversation of, it's altitude and it's, they're super physical. Like, we've known that since Lala Abubakar was bodying all of our players.
I miss him so much.
Persona non grata here in Austin.
Yeah, we hate him.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss him so much.
We hate him
could use
because
him.
we never had him,
Yeah.
right?
He's the best.
He would be top of our list if he were ours. He was never ours, so therefore we hate his guts.
Absolute sweetheart of a human being. He
I
was
bet.
so committed to the Rapids Unified team, which is like the Special Olympics team.
Yeah.
He would be there for signing day and help coach the team and practice with the team and do all the events. He is just an absolute A+ human being.
Yeah, of course he is. God,
Yeah.
now
we
we have
we
to
hate
like
him even more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, hate him. Yeah, hate that guy. Yeah, he helps children. But yeah, go
Wow,
ahead.
Mitch, this has been so great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, we gotta go. Bye.
Yeah, let everyone know where they can find more of y'all's work. This was great. And we'll make sure to do the follow-up when we play y'all again.
That is so funny. No, look, the era of success ended quick, right? Because like Jack Price tore his Achilles, and Lawless kind of just aged out of being like a dominant physical center back, and they just Diego Rubio aged out of you guys know Diego
What a
Rubio,
king.
and
Yeah, we love.
I love him, but like he
Yeah.
also kind of aged out of being able to carry a team.
What do you mean?
And
You
then
know,
came
and
here.
When he came here, we signed him.
I love him. I would take him back literally right now, but there's no chance he would ever step foot in Commerce City again, ever. He literally had an Instagram post up saying thank you to fans within 5 minutes of the final whistle of his last season here. It was like,
All done.
like the whistle
Bye.
hit and he was out. So they just haven't been able to catch back up to that. And
Yeah.
I do miss guys like Lawless and kind of had that identity, because right now they're trying to kind of cosplay as like this like super, and it's almost like a Bundesliga side, like super analytical, like we have optimized each position with these players that are going to outperform the budget we're giving them, and it just hasn't worked, right? Because we're sitting on 19 points. Like it hasn't worked yet. So I'd rather have the grit and grind team that ends up down there.
Well, fingers crossed that it continues not to work this weekend for us. Mitch, thank you again so much. Where can
seriously.
people find Commerce City? Where can they find more of the work that y'all put out?
Yeah, Commerce City Radio, wherever you get your pods, Apple, Spotify. There's other places, I'm sure, but those are the two. Stitcher, maybe, I don't know, but definitely Spotify is the easiest place to find us. We have a Twitter account, we have a Blue Sky account, we have an Instagram account, we have a TikTok account, all those things. And then Rocky Mountain Soccer Journal, I'll plug Braden's new outlet because it's about a week and a half old. And
Man, forget him. He's not even
Yeah.
here.
no,
When he
that's
comes
my guy.
on the
That's
show,
my guy.
When he comes
That's
on the
my
show,
guy.
we can plug him. Next time, he can plug.
He's credentialed across Colorado soccer, right? He covers DU soccer and Denver Summit and Rapids and Rapids 2 and he's all over the place. So Rocky Mountain Soccer Journal, check that out.
Yeah, of course.
Amazing.
Thank you all so much, and
appreciate it. Thank
again, we'll follow up on the return leg and try and get something on the books. Thank
Love
you.
it. Let's go.
Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah.
I also hope we win.
Yeah. Honestly, for as bad as things are, I guess they could be worse.
It's true.
If this happens for as long as it's been happening for the Rapids, it will be. But who knows?
Who knows?
I am looking forward to this game. Are you?
Yeah.
Steph? There's
Yeah.
only one thing to do then.
What is it, Mike?
It's to announce the man of your jersey for this week.
This one's easy this week.
Is it?
No, it's kind of hard because I thought about giving it to Nico Dubersarski, but the only thing he did was get gone. So
The only thing he did was change
Leave.
jerseys.
yeah. So this week is gonna be John Bell for giving me the single best piece of content of the year so far.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I think that we need more of that. We really need more fashion, more vibes, more drunken nights out on pedicabs. I think that's what our players need in order to turn this season around.
Oh, yeah. They should try to do Bad News Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you have it. It's John Bell this week. And Steph,
Yeah.
let's get out of here.
Okay.
Everyone should review this show.
Yeah, like and subscribe and do our Patreon at patreon.com/SWOONTOWERsoccer.
Yeah, and everyone should tell their friends.
And tell your moms.
And tell your mom's friends.
And tell your enemies.
Ooh, yeah.
We love you.
We love you.
Bye.
I will marry Chewies.
Yeah.
Because they love Chew Boom Boom sauce.